On this particular episode, I have left all the swears intact, so if that bothers you for some reason, go ahead and skip it, but I mostly just cut them because I think they're funnier. Anyway, on to the episode.
Hello and welcome to the Monster Mechanics Podcast, where we take creatures of myth and media and see how they can be improved. I am your host, Scott Paladin, and with me as always is the Chris Hemsworth to my Liam's Hemsworth. Not Liam's Hemsworth. We're not talking about multiple Liams. I am your host, Scott Paladin, and with me as always is the... Oh crap, I forgot the joke I was going to do. Okay, there we go. And then... Oh, that one sounds... Sometimes I have to not choose them because they sound a little bit too... relationshipy, and I think the Big Dipper to my Little Dipper is one of those.
Yeah. That in that case, next week is going to be what is next week? We talked about it a while back and now I can't remember. We did.
It was a good episode. I remember that.
Yeah, it was good, and I don't remember. Oh no, we did Kaiju. It was
the other one. The other one that we did. Wow, I'm blanking.
I really am blanking.
Got a little thing that's on my ear, or wax probably. Because I'm a disgusting old man now.
Yeah.
When am I going to stop growing more ear hair? That's the thing that really kills me. Like, I was not expecting there to be quite so much like large black ear hair in my.
Oh.
So I'm going to probably cut that because it's disgusting and isn't unless we make a reference to ear hair later.
Well, then you just got to keep it.
Yeah, it could happen. Do you find new music that you like really, really like, and then to find like 7 songs that you really, really like all at once is just like
it's like hitting the jackpot. It's
it's so good.
I'm going to listen to all these songs until I hate them.
Yeah, for sure. I also found Spotify makes a custom playlist, which is called On Repeat, which is like, this is the music that you've been listening to over and over again lately. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I can just listen to all those songs more. Thank you for putting them all in one place so I don't have to keep remembering which 4 or 5 playlists they're all on.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Let me save this playlist now.
I've been visited by a foster dog. Yeah? Trying to lick them. Oh, yeah. Do not bite the mic. Do not bite the mic. That's interesting. They might even, I wonder, I'm going to grab him. Give me a sec.
Sure.
All right, now you got to settle down, okay? I'll let you out of jail. Could be that hearing me talk in the next room over is too much. He hasn't learned how to just hang out, basically. Like, we've been home the whole time. So hopefully maybe being in here with me will keep him from whining.
So we took Penny to the vet today, and got her little scab or molar looked at, and it looks like it's just something from allergies. We were worried about it as some kind of tumor, or worried about having a tripod dog, and just allergies.
Yeah, we're a little worried that Pretty Boy might have allergies too, because we got him, and like that night I was like, is his eye red? And so we're keeping an eye on it. We took him to the vet last weekend, and they're like, yeah, he's got like an upper respiratory infection. He's been like started to cough and stuff. And and then he's got one eye that's a little bit redder than the other ones. And we like signed the paperwork to like adopt him that day. And I'm like, obviously we want you, because even though there's all this crap wrong with you, we're still going to like sign up for that. He's been pretty good. For a puppy, he's been remarkably good, but Ariel's been home every day since we got him, other than like Wednesday. And so he hasn't had to learn any, like how to hang out by himself yet. He's been able to have us around. So he's going to have a shock when she goes back to work eventually. Okay.
Well, this episode's going to be fun to edit.
Yeah. Honestly, these kinds of things where I just cut a whole big section out are super easy. The thing that takes a long time and eats up all of my energy is and all these little things, which if I leave them in, it's fine. People don't really care that much. I care, but it does make it flow better if I cut those things out.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I was really pleased because I have an ear now. This is one of those things where when you do this for a while, you get that ear of like hearing all of the problems in audio. And so whenever I listen back to something I've already edited and I hear a plosive get through, or I hear something weird or whatever, I'm always like, God damn it. But I've been listening to like a couple of podcasts done by like, big time groups. Like there's like Tom Segura has a podcast. He's got a whole bunch of podcasts, and I've been listening to him lately, and it makes me feel so good because they leave all kinds of crap in there. And I'm like, okay, obviously if you're getting away with it, then I could probably be a little bit more lax on myself because like they totally screw stuff up a lot. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's nice to have a benchmark to compare yourself against and be like, yeah, well, they're professionals.
Yeah. Okay, so what were we were talking about if two dryads met.
Yes.
In my room, I've got these two monitors right here, and then I have a giant empty wall right behind that. So if I start talking loudly a little bit away from the mic, it gets real bad real quick.
Gotcha.
And it's the kind of thing where I joked the other day on Twitter that I must be entering podcaster puberty because I was thinking about sound treating my office. Like gonna buy or build some sound absorbing panels to make it into a better podcast recording studio. Yes, you're cute. Yes, I know. He's also like very much trying to get off of my lap now. I don't think there's any chance that I can edit the dog stuff out of this episode. I may just leave all of it in. Okay, I may cut this, but if you are listening, if you hear this maybe in a bonus episode or a bloopers episode, go right now and search your name, the Hedgehog, and see what comes up. What horrible, because there's so many hedgehog sonas out there.
I don't understand the fascination there. Like Sonic fans are
there's something else, right?
They're intense.
Okay. I think this one's gotta be a parody, but I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna throw it. This is Scott the Hedgehog, apparently.
Okay. Oh God. Why?
I don't know. That one I think is parody. Zach the Hedgehog is great. He's also a brony.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
There you go. Zach the Hedgehog. Okay. After that digression, let's get back to the actual episode we were talking about. If she knows we're around, she starts to get upset. Yeah. And so like to a certain extent, like I can't use any part of my house now. Like I have to be in my office or in our bedroom, because if I'm in the living room, like watching TV or something, or if I'm in the sunroom, she's like, I'm upset. But we can't let her out because Pretty Boy wants to play so bad. He really wants to play with her, and she'll wants to play with him too. But like if she exerts herself, then she'll start like throwing bits of worm through her circulatory system and causing like blockages and stuff. Yeah. And so it's like, oh, poor dog. Like there's nothing for it. We just got to like wait another like 4 weeks or something like that.
Gosh,
ridiculous.
That's rough.
Yeah. I feel bad for her. She's cute though. I don't think she's going to last too long. She looks, I probably linked it, but she looks like a Chihuahua / Australian cattle dog, like with that sort of tricolor.
A photo once and I saw that.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
Yeah. She's, she honestly, when I thought of it, I was like, you know what? That's a Jess dog. Like that looks a bit like I think that Zach and Jess would if they didn't already have 4 dogs, would be in danger.
I can't even put that into the world of having a 5th dog anywhere in your bed. Like,
yeah. Okay, let's get back to the thing we were talking about. The solar system life cycle of our Phoenix ideas.
Yeah.
I can hear a plane. It's that one where it almost sounds like a missile, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's always a little bit unnerving. Okay, he's fading out now.
You're not the target.
Yeah, hopefully. Is there any other? We still have plenty of time. Honestly, we still need to like kill another 10 minutes probably.
Yeah.
So if you have any other ideas? Okay, just to give you context, do you know the story about President Jimmy Carter and the giant swamp rabbit?
I do not. Please inform me.
Jimmy Carter, while he was president, went on a fishing trip back to Georgia, and he was in a small boat fishing, and a giant rabbit began swimming past his boat, and as I understand it, it climbed into his boat and bit him, and then buggered off, and nobody believed him until somebody, the White House photographer, was nearby and he caught it on camera, or at least a little part of it. It was at that point swimming away. But I love the idea that a giant swimming swamp rabbit bit Jimmy Carter.
That's okay, so amazing. Yeah.
Do you want a tiny little outstanding spoiler?
Sure.
we recorded the episode that went up we recorded the episode of Monster Mechanics that went up this last week, which was the one about us talking about the problems of a super strong mouse. Uh-huh. And when we recorded that, I was very, very careful that I would not say any spoilers. And I was specifically thinking like everything in this whole episode is non-canon. It's not related to the actual thing at all. But then what happened is that
Oh no.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great moment. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right. Now I have a bunch of dogs in here.
That's all right. That's the normal state of being, right? Is to be surrounded by many, many dogs. That's if you're doing life right?
Yes.
We couldn't take Pretty Boy to the dog park for a couple of days because he's got one of his eyes like has a slightly different color lid or something, or it's slightly swollen or something.
Yeah, we noticed that in the picture you sent.
Yeah. When we first got him, he had like an eye infection in that eye, and then he got really red and swollen and all goopy earlier this week. Oh, and so we didn't know if it was an infection or if he had allergies or something like that. So we were like, well, we're not taking him for a few days because if it is an infection, we don't want to pass it to other dogs. We went crazy. Like we had been taking him pretty much every day for like 3 weeks. And so suddenly not going at all, did not like that at all. He was very unhappy, very morose and whiny and bugging Ellie to play with them and stuff. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We started giving our dogs just like a snack at like 8:00.
Oh yeah.
And every day
you always know when it's 8.
Yeah, and every day at 7:45. Got Pico it's just Pico who's like the one who is the timekeeper for this.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there just Yeah,
it doesn't want you to forget, man. It's his responsibility. You've made a contract with your dog, and it's up to you now to
like if we just like got 12 or 24 things that we did that he loved and just evenly spaced an hour apart, we could just get rid of our clocks and alarms.
All right. Okay. So we were talking about bomp bomp. I have to say the bomp bomp now because if I don't, it feels wrong. I didn't used to have to do that until I edited enough times. And now I can probably make a super cut of me doing the bomp bomps. I may have to put that
it's
in the
just going to be, 3-5 minutes of a bomp bomp.
Hobbs, Silkies. I am not going to get that one right. Okay, look, you can't put BWBACH. There, you can't put BWB. That I need a fucking vowel, man. Like, goddamn Welsh. The plural nouns, where it's like you've got a murder of crows, a herd of cows, things like that, and it's like the collective noun for white guys is podcast.
I believe it.
Thank you for listening to our bonus episode, which was bloopers for the last year. I'm actually recording this out in the middle of my house because I forgot to record the outro before setting my 3D printer to go, so I'm not going to subject you to the whirring of those servo motors. Monster Mechanics is produced and edited by me, Scott Paladin, and hosted by myself and my best friend, Zach Jaquays. There are a bunch of guests in this episode, various dogs, and I think Alice showed up, at least in laughter form at one point. Stuff like that. I don't know. I couldn't keep track. Anyway, all of the ideas generated during this podcast are released under a do what the fuck you want public license.